some people have all the money in the world. Hi, my loves, welcome back to my channel. Here we talk about fragrance, fashion, skincare, lifestyle, and everything in between. In today's video, first of all, Happy New Year, guys! Welcome to 2025. Wow, that sounds surreal because, like, when did we do Happy New Year 2024 here? The year is running so fast. I hope this new year brings us so many blessings and it's better than the previous for all of us. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys tips on how to curate the perfect, timeless, long-lasting fragrance collection or wardrobe or whatever you may call it, because the year just started and we're about to get into another new year of fragrance collection, fragrance buying, especially if you're a beginner collector in the fragrance space, or you just want to get some tips on how to curate the perfect fragrance collection or wardrobe for yourself. I'm just here to give you some tips to help you streamline buying fragrances, how you go about collecting fragrances in this new year and beyond, because we're about to get into a new year of so much content bombarding us from now to the end of the year. These fragrance brands, they be working overtime. Listen, the devil works hard, but some of these fragrance brands, they work harder. How do you go about purchasing with purpose? Now, get your pen and papers because class is in session. I have a number of tips to share with you today, about 13 or 14, 15 tips. So if you see me looking down, I'm looking at my iPad because I put some notes down on the tips and tricks that I want to share. So let's get into the video. Number one, you need to understand your fragrance preference. Now, what do I mean by that? Curating the right fragrance wardrobe or collection starts with actually knowing what you naturally gravitate towards. Like, you have to have a basic knowledge of the fragrance families, like the florals, the woody, the oriental, the fresh fragrances. Like, what do you naturally gravitate towards? What do you like? What notes draw your attention when you smell a fragrance? Are you a warm, spicy person? Are you a floral person? Are you a fresh fragrance person? Are you a woody person? You need to identify that, so that way when you're buying fragrances, you know exactly which ones you want to pick from the store. Do we have that? Number two, when you're starting new, this is especially for beginners, you might not have money to buy, say, 10 fragrances at once, or buy 15 at once, or buy 5 at once. You want to start with the basic everyday fragrance, like one scent that you can wear all day, every day, anywhere, any occasion. I'm singing right now, but it's true. If you don't have money to purchase so many fragrances at once, you want to start with something you know can go for every day, go for date night, go for events, go for literally anything. An example of that, I have so many examples, but one that my hand just could go to on my collection is this fragrance. It's called Giorgio Armani Sea Passion. Now, this fragrance, I feel like you can wear it anywhere. Date nights, it's there. Every day, it's there. Occasion, it's there. Wedding, it's there. Office, it's anywhere you want. You can wear this particular fragrance. So something like this would definitely work for that everyday basic scent that you need if you're just starting out. Number three, let's say now you have money. Diversify your fragrances by season. What do I mean by this? There are some fragrances that work better in the summer. There are some that work better in the winter. There are some that work better in the fall. Content creators or fragrance content creators don't just say these things because they want to create content or they want to say something. For example, let's use clothes as an example. You would not be heavily dressed with your layering, with your thermal wears, with your jackets, with your boots when it's sunny outside. You won't do that. That outfit is literally for winter or fall season. Fragrance is exactly like that in most cases. So have fragrances that you know you would wear in winter, for example, like the woody, the musky, the very pungent, those fragrances that come at you, the beast mode ones. You want to keep those ones for the winter season, for the fall seasons when it's okay to wear those, whether it's cold, it's cozy, you can wear those type of fragrances. The very light, airy fragrances that literally scream summer, the citrus fragrances, you want to keep those for summertime, because then you're outside, it's sunny, you're at the beach, you want to wear those type of fragrances at those times. So if you now have money to purchase maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 fragrances, diversify your wardrobe by season when purchasing fragrances. Okay, the next one, because I don't know what number we are right now, is experiment with layering. Oh my god, I cannot scream this enough. I've seen so many people purchase the same fragrance over and over. They have like 15 bottles of the same vanilla fragrances. They have like 20 bottles of the same amber fragrances. If you have 5 to 10 bottles of perfumes already in your collection, trust me, with that 5 or 10, you can come up with over 50 different layering options. And of course, layering helps you create a unique scent blend that is unique to you. Putting 1 or 2 fragrances together, putting 2 or 3 together, just creates your own personal signature scent that is like no other person outside. I've made a video about a layering combo that got me so many compliments. I'll link it up here so that you can check that out. Like, I cannot sing layering perfume enough in this video. Make sure you experiment, even if you have 3, as long as you have more than 1 fragrance in your collection. If you want me to do a video on layering fragrances, how you should layer, because like I said in that video, I spoke about trying to layer according to similarities in notes, in scent profiles and stuff like that, let me know in the comment below. But make sure you experiment with layering. If you have more than 3, 5, 10 fragrances already in your collection, best believe, I can tell you right now, you can layer those fragrances and get up to 30, 50, 70 or even 100 different layering combos from your current collection. The next point is to pay attention to longevity and sillage. Now, what do I mean by longevity and sillage? Longevity is how long a fragrance stays on your body from the moment you sprayed it to it fading away on your body throughout the day. How long does it stay till it fades away? You want to pay attention to that when you're purchasing perfume, so that way you know for a fact that you're purchasing long-lasting perfumes. Disclaimer here, it's not every time that you need to actually buy perfumes that last long. Some perfumes last forever, all day, every day. Some you would need to touch up over time throughout your day. Now, sillage refers to the trail and projection that a fragrance leaves when you spray it. How noticeable is that fragrance to everyone around you? A perfume with a strong sillage will fill the room. When people say they will smell you before they see you, after you leave, they will smell you. They are referring to the sillage of a perfume. So those 2 things are what you might want to pay attention to when you're just starting to collect fragrance. The next one is to budget for your collection. Now, I know I've been saying, oh, you might not have all the money in the world to purchase perfume, but guess what? Some people have all the money in the world. But you want to make sure that you consider creating a perfume collection that fits your budget. You don't necessarily have to spend a fortune just to have a fragrance collection. Make sure that you consider your budget when you're purchasing perfumes. Now, you can make your collection as a mix of luxury, high-end fragrances, affordable fragrances, Middle Eastern fragrances, inspired by fragrances, dupes. If you cannot afford the actual fragrances, there are some amazing dupes out there that are so good. Might not be as good as the actual one, but at least it's inspired by and it smells like it. You want to make sure you're not just spending your money on high-end fragrances just because you want to have a collection of just luxury perfumes. It's okay to diversify. It's okay to be inclusive. Trust me, it is okay. That leads me right into my next point, which is never pay full price. Listen, I cannot scream this enough. Seek information. Do not pay full prices. There's always a sale going on somewhere. Trust me. There is always a sale going on somewhere for that particular fragrance that you have your eyes on. Search the internet, do your research. There are so many discounted websites all around you that discount prices for these actual fragrances. I have a video on websites to shop perfumes in Canada and the US. I will link it up here. Check that video out. make sure you listen. If a bottle of perfume is, say, for example, $400, there is going to be a sale or a discounted website somewhere that will sell it for like 40% of that price. And trust me, it is the actual fragrance. Don't let anybody deceive you. It is the fragrances. I can't remember the last time I paid full price for a luxury or high-end fragrance because these fragrances are expensive. How many will you buy before you bankrupt? The next one, I'm going to hold your hands when I say this, my darling. You do not need that backup bottle. I know that a lot of us follow so many fragrance influencers, fragrance content creators, that you will see them, maybe a new fragrance launch. They haven't even finished using the particular bottle they got from that brand. They are showing like 3 to 4 backup bottles, telling you, I need my backups. I need this back. Listen, you do not need that backup bottle. That one bottle will last you a while. And trust me, unless that fragrance is being discontinued, you heard they're no longer making it, or they're making it into something else and discontinuing that particular one, even if it's a limited edition or a especially new releases, and they just hype that whole consumerism concept to you that it's gonna be sold out, my darling, it would always be there. After that whole buzz dies down, it will be in Sephora. Trust me. You do not need that backup bottle. If you already purchased one and you have some other fragrances in your collection, that particular bottle will last you a while. So don't get into all that consumerism mindset on social media. Please and please and please. You could as well be buying another fragrance you love with that money. All right. Next one. I love how previous points leads me into the next point. This one, you do not need to buy every new fragrance on the block. You actually cannot. Every day, there is millions and millions of fragrance releases all around the world. And let's even leave that aside. There are millions of fragrances around the world right now that you haven't even seen, heard of, smelled. You cannot own every fragrance on the planet. So avoid falling into that trap of wanting to purchase every new fragrance on the block. I know, again, influencers, fragrance content creators, I need you to understand something. Come close while I tell you this. A lot of fragrance content creators, you see, who have an array of collection. Their collections are massive with different bottles of the same line, the same perfume, the same brands and stuff like that. A lot of them are sent these fragrances. They are gifted these fragrances, or they have a 9 to 5 or some business or a job, some other discretionary income that they use to purchase all these fragrances. You cannot put yourself in the same shoes with such a person. You need to focus on fragrance you like, I want to actually purchase. That just looped in my next point, which is buy fragrances you actually love. Don't just buy fragrances because you saw an influencer talk about it, you read the note, you like it, you've seen it being hyped all over TikTok, Instagram, and stuff like that. You are a regular person. You don't need it. The fact that it's all over the internet does not mean you need to purchase that fragrance or you need it. It's just the hype. Don't fall for the hype. Tune out the noise and make sure that you are actually buying fragrances because you love them, not because the bottle is cute, not because you want to use the bottle as decor on your shelf. None of that. Now, my next point is to actually avoid blind buying fragrances as much as you can. I've seen a lot of people who regret blind buying fragrances. I made the mistake when I just started. I would buy a fragrance and I would not like it, but thank God I've got friends, family that, they end up liking it, and I gifted it to them. But you don't have to be me or any other person that has made this mistake before, because guess what? That's money you're throwing away. As much as you can, whenever possible, sample first. I always say this in every single one of my videos when I talk about fragrances. Sample when and where you can. Anywhere you are in the world, there would be a perfume shop. Make sure that you sample perfume first. My next point is you don't need a full bottle of every fragrance. Now, what do I mean by this? You see, there are some fragrances that you come across and you immediately just know that this fragrance is not an everyday wear for me. This fragrance is only going to come out in the winter. This fragrance is only going to come out when I have a special occasion. This fragrance is only going to come out when I travel. For those type of fragrances, Honey, you don't need a full bottle. There are travel sizes, there are decants. Some websites now offer 10 ml travel sizes, 20 mls, 9 mls, 5 mls. Prioritize those because they would last you actually. After all, you're not wearing this fragrance every day. I know that it's cute and nice to have bottles on your shelf, but again, you're not a fragrance content creator. You can get a sample size of those type of fragrances. For some people, they like to wear woody fragrances, but not every single time. They might not even wear a woody fragrance 4 times a year or 5 times a year. So why do you need a whole 100 ml of that type of fragrance when you know that you're not going to wear it every time? It's just going to sit there. You buy a full bottle of fragrance for 400 that you wear 4 times a year. That's money you can use to buy like 3, 4 other fragrances. We're doing smart math this year. My next point is do not overlook unisex fragrances. I know that most fragrances are either feminine or masculine and this and that. Unisex fragrances is a combination of both. It can either be used by a man or a woman or anybody. Anybody can use a unisex fragrance, whether you're a man, woman, whatever you identify as. You can use unisex fragrances and they are more complex, they carry more depth, they create unique blends for your collection, and they're just like timeless additions to your fragrance collection. Make sure you look into those as well. Now, my second to last point, be patient and experiment. I know that all I've said in this video is try to avoid mistakes, but it's okay. It is okay to make mistakes when you just start out your fragrance collection. What do I mean by this? Your taste, your preference evolves over time. Take your time to try out things, experiment, put your nose to different things. Either you buy it, you sample it or not. Make sure you keep exploring. Be patient. Building a timeless, unforgettable fragrance collection takes time. So be patient with yourself. Now to my last point, which encompasses all I have said in this video so far, is know when to stop. Remember, it is quality over quantity. You do not need an overwhelming number of fragrances. If you have 5 to 10 really good fragrances that serve different purposes for you, from your everyday to your occasional, to your date nights, to your office, to your travel, to your different seasons, that is absolutely enough. You are not a fragrance specialist. You are not a fragrance enthusiast. You do not need 1 million bottles to know that you've curated the perfect collection. That 5 to 10 is enough, especially when you know that that 5 bottle, when you bring them out, they serve purpose. You're good to go. Now, that brings me to the end of this video. I hope with these tips, you're able to curate a fragrance collection that not only allows your personality to shine, but is also an expression of who you are through different seasons, different days of your life, and will work according to your budget. If you've not subscribed to my channel yet, please hit that subscribe button below, share, like, comment on this video so that YouTube knows you want me to create more content. Also, let me know in the comment below which other video you want to see next on my channel. And another thing I wanted to start doing is making sure that you guys leave your scent of the day in the comment below. So please leave your scent of the day below in the comment for me. Let's chat, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.